Let's speak with our commentators. We have 3 News Political Editor Patrick Gower in Gisborne and Colin James is in Wellington for us this morning. Good morning to you both. Firstly, Paddy, I hope you could hear what we were talking about there. What do you make of, what do you make of the result overnight?
Yeah, obviously David Shearer needed a good result because the pressure's on his leadership. I said he needed about 1,500 votes. He's got 1,700. That's defendable, Rachel. So from Labour's perspective, David Shearer will certainly be happy. As for what you were talking about there with Peter Sharples, Mana and the Maori Party, the fact of the matter is, if they got their act together and their votes were combined, they would have beaten Labour here. That split is just so clear there, how it's affecting both of them. It's let Labour come flying through the middle, and Sharples needs to talk more to Hone Harawira than he is right now if there's any future for the Maori Party.
Colin James, what do you think the implications are for the Maori Party and consequently national ahead of the next election?
Well, you don't want to read too much into a single by-election result, but it's not a good result for the Maori Party, nor for the National Party either, because the Maori Party is the National Party's proxy in this election and in the Maori electorates generally. National really needed a better showing from the Maori Party. And I think that's a problem for the Maori Party, that it is seen as associated with, shacked up with National. And if you look at the voting in the Maori electorates, then Labour is way ahead of National in those seats. 41% last year in the Maori seats, in 2011 the Maori seats, National 9%. So you can get an idea of where the leaning is of the Māori voters.
Paddy, Dr. Sharples said that it had nothing really to do with the relationship with National, but is the reality that, you know, the Māori Party's relationship with National is somewhat toxic in those Māori electorates?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I heard Peter Sharples there talking about trying to educate Māori voters about the way that they're at the table with National. He's been talking about that, I'm afraid, for 4.5 years. It's too late now. You're quite right, the word toxic has to be the accurate description here, Rachel. And for John Key, a big worry. I mean, the Maori Party coming third now. Their chances, for instance, in Peter Sharples' seat in Tamaki Makaurau in 2014, his chances against someone like Shane Jones up there, Labour to charge through and take that seat. John Key should be worried today that the Maori Party are going to lose at least one seat, or maybe more at the next election, and he is without yet another friend that can help him form a government in 2014.
Colin James, could this potentially be, you know, the beginning of the end for the Maori Party?
I think the beginning of the end for the Maori Party was in the 2011 election when they started to lose seats, or lost a seat, and also the split with the Mana Party. And the Mana Party is more on the left than the Maori Party is seen to be now, and that what Patrick said, I think, is quite right. That the problem for Maori electorates, and they're different from general electorates, there's a reason for that, so that Maori parties logically represent Maori electorates. I want to come back to that later. But this Maori Party has lost its connection with the socio-economic interests of its electors.
All right, Colin James and Paddy Gower, thank you both. We'll come back to you a little later on in the program.